G'day all. Today we're going to do some 17 Hornet reloading. We've been asked by some viewers to take a look at the 17 Hornet reloading process, so I thought I might do that today. It's raining outside, so can't do much else. The 17 Hornet, there we go, there's a cartridge. 17 Hornet's a really good fox shooting cartridge. I've put out a video about the cartridge itself, but essentially it's a great 200 yard flat shooting fox shooting cartridge. I guess I have a soft spot for these things because I started out my fox shooting with a 22 long rifle and a 22 Hornet. So this is a great little cartridge to me. I've got a soft spot for it, as I said. Really, if I was asked to what cartridge is probably the best fox shooting cartridge, it's hard to go past the 204, obviously. That thing's wild. It can reach out to say 450 yards quite easily in the right conditions and knock down foxes right out there. But it's really overkill out to 200 yards, whereas this thing is perfect. And in the thermal at night, most of our foxes are within 250 yards. Most of them, probably 80% of those, are within 200 yards. So realistically, this thing is great. It's not very good in the wind. It's not very good in long grass. But as I said, got a great soft spot for it. And really, it's kind of that all-rounder that everyone needs in their gun box or in their safe. So let's have a look at what we're doing here. Factory loads, I should say, factory loads come out at about 3,600 feet per second. My loads are coming out at about that, maybe slightly less. I haven't put a chronograph over them for a while, but I should do that again. I think I was getting about 3,550 feet per second last time I checked. And I'm not pushing it too hard. I don't push the round too hard. I don't push the cases too hard. I use 11.5 grains of 2207 powder, ADI 2207, which is a slower burning powder than most of the powders that are used in the 17 Hornet. It's still fast, but it's on the slower end of fast. The other powders that we can use are the ADI or AR 2205, which is really a very fast burning powder designed for the 22 Hornet. And this is a powder I haven't used yet, but I do have a canister of it. It's Hodgdon Little Gun. Now in Australia, we don't get this imported anymore. This is very rare and it's worth a lot of money. I haven't used it yet, and it's very spiky apparently. It's you know, you can go 0.1 of a grain higher and it'll burn your primers out. So I haven't used that yet. These two powders are a little bit more sedate, so I've been erring on the safety side and just using these, but I do have friends that have used the little gun powder and swear by it, but I just haven't used it yet. Projectiles. I like the 20 grain projectile in 17 cal. That's my go-to, I guess, for the 17 Hornet. But what I'm going to do today is load this one here, which is the 15.5 grainer. It's an NTX. It's by Hornety, and first time I'll be using this one, so we'll give it a go out in the field when we whistle foxes in during the day. So let's see how we go. I'll take you along on that ride. I'll take you out in the field and we'll have a look at how that performs. I'll run the same amount of 2207 powder as I do for the 20 grains, and I should be able to get pretty close to 4,000 feet per second out of the case. I reckon I'd be in the 3,900 sort of vicinity with about 11.5 grains of 2207. So we'll see how we go with that. That's a work in progress. These loads here are all 20 grainers. You can see that the 15 grainers have a different color plastic insert on the top. They're more of a mauvey sort of purpley insert, and that's a red, so you know which one's which. Cases. I've got all my cases here that are deprimed and resized. so they're ready to go. I'll stick some primers in those in a minute. I won't use my primer tool that I use for other rounds. I'll use the press. The RCBS press I've got has got a small primer tool there. So I'll just hand prime with that. What I will do also is put in a new shell holder, because that shell holder there is designed for 223, 204, that style of case, size of case. It's a shell holder number 4. This one's a shell holder number 2. And what that does is it takes the rimmed 17 Hornet case, as opposed to this one that won't. So that's the other thing to remember. You need to change your shell holder over when you're reloading for this caliber or cartridge. So I might prime a few for you so you can see what I'm talking about. We grab a primer, we grab a case, inspect the case. Case is good, I've already inspected those. Actually I can't do that because I need to put the shell holder in. So we'll do that. There we go, shell holder comes out, new shell holder goes in. Done. And let's prime one up. Make sure you don't have any oil in your hands when you're doing this and the oil gets into the primer. You don't want that to happen. This is a bit fiddly. That's one of the other things about loading the 17 Hornet. It's a very fiddly small case to load. There we go, nice easy push. And there we go. There's the first primer in the first case. I'll put that up the other end there so I know which ones are primed and which ones are not. So I won't, I'll turn off now and I'll come back when I'm putting powder in the cases, because you've seen the process so far and it'll be pretty boring you watching me doing all those. So we'll see you in a while. Okay guys, we're back. We've now got 25 rounds of 17 Hornet primed, all ready to go. Put those over there. Got our projectiles, 15.5 grain NTXs ready to go. They are like grains of rice, those things, so it'll be interesting to see how they go. Got the powder measurer calibrated and ready to set the charge. Now with these small amounts of charge, I always check with the manual scale. So we're only doing 25, so we'll kind of check every one for the first 10 and then one every 5 or so if I'm happy with the load. So let's give it a go. Let's set the measurer 11.5 and we've got 2207 powder in the hopper and we'll hit dispense. These new ADI powders meter so well through these electronic scales. It's great. Normally I'd do this by hand. There's 11.5. You can see how much powder there is there. There's not a lot of powder there. Only a tiny little bit of powder. Okay, so let's check. Put that back. That's perfect. We'll grab a case and we'll get that powder in the case. Not quite a compressed load, but it's pretty close. As you can see, plenty of powder in there. And up we go to put the first projectile in the case. Beautiful. We'll give it a good inspection. Looks good to me. And what we'll do is we'll check it against one of the old loads. Looks very good. Okay, so you can see the difference in the projectile. One's red, that's the 20 grain. And one's a mauvey sort of purple colour, that's the 15.5 grain. So it will be very interesting this year to try this one out. We'll do it during the day, and we'll do some fox calling during the day. We'll take the GoPro and we'll take the drone, and we'll be able to build a video for you to have a look at. We'll do that over the next month. Right, so onwards, let's keep doing some more. Well, we've just loaded up a batch of 15.5 grain NTXs in our 17 Hornet cases, ready for a shoot during the day. So we will test those loads out. We have worked up these loads prior, so always when you're reloading the 17 Hornet, be very careful. It's a small case, it's very finicky, and a small amount of extra powder can do some damage to your rifle, the case, or yourself. So you don't want that to happen. So be very careful working up loads. I know factory loads nowadays are very expensive for the 17 Hornet, so that's why I reload. So it's a lot cheaper to reload, and I get a lot of satisfaction out of reloading as well. So hope you enjoyed this video. As I said, we'll get these loads out in the field. We'll do a bit of range testing first, and then we will get out in the field after some rabbits and foxes. So we will make a video of the result. Stay tuned for that one. Hope you enjoy this video. Please like, subscribe, share, all those kind of things, and we'll see you in the next video.